Hey everyone, welcome back to channel. I'm Zones and I build keyboards for my clients, friends, and myself. Tonight we are going to unbox this E7-V2 from Exclusive and try to make a build guide for you. Okay, without further ado, let's get started. So this E7-V2 I got from Exclusive himself. We can see this box is pretty good. All the black and white thing. So you may wonder which unit I got. It's actually the white unit. So I got the black prototype before. So now we can take a look on this new unit of the white. So opening up, we'll see we have a toolbox that will have all the tools that we need. So we have LED pad PCB and also daughter board. We have the feet and gasket. We have an extra daughter board and LCD PCB. And we have some screws for the daughter board and extra feet screws. And we also have extra cable. Actually, there are some cables that will be needed for both LED and the daughter board. And we have the diffuser for the LED pad. Okay, that's all the gadgets. Next up, we have the PCB here. So remember, for everything you want to build, you want to take a shot on the PCB first. So test the PCB before everything. We also have the power on gasket and the mute pad. Sorry, this is not gasket, this is case form. Sorry. And we have FR4 plate and aluminum plate. Since I already built my prototype with aluminum plate, tonight we are going to build with gasket, with FR4 plate. I know this keyboard is gasket. I always say gasket tonight. Cool, so we got this white. Let's try to unbox it. Yeah, after you opening up the keyboard, you want to make sure check everything about keyboard, so that if you have found any defects or things or anal issue, make sure you get that before you start building that. So we can see our unit is kind of perfect. I actually like the E-white a lot. The texture is very different than the other E-white I got. It's very close to anal. And we have the diffuser for the logo and the diffuser for the back. Cool, yeah. So after inspection, we can put the case aside. So step 1. After test the case, we want to test the PCB. So when you take out the PCB, make sure you are not destroying it by using brute force. That's making some dies going off. Okay, so for this PCB, since it's using daughter board, we had to take out the daughter board and the JST cable here. So we will have this JST cable. And let's make sure we are using the right one. So for the PCB itself, we are using the 4-pin. So the 4-pin are for the PCB. So when we insert, we want to make sure the pins holes are at the top. So it's like this angle. And we can insert that. You can use tweezer for easy of use. And let's take out the LED pad PCB and also the daughter board. So the 4-pin connector connects to the PCB USB-C port. So after connect, we can see the LED light up. That's a good sign. And for the 3-pin, we want to make sure we use that LED. It's the same angle, so the pin hole are at the top when you connect. And the same happen when you connect that to the main PCB. So we should see everything light up. Cool. Now we can start doing our PCB test. So for now, we don't have everything that's needed for via detect. So we are going to load the design file, and you can find the files in the description down below. So we have the E7 file, and this is hotswap JSON file. Then we can start seeing the layout, but actually we don't really see it. That's because we haven't used QMK to flash it yet. So what we are going to do is use QMK to flash. So this is the QMK interface. Okay, now with the PCB lighting up, and find the reset button. So after we connect and make the hotswap PCB into the DFU mode, we find the JSON file, the hex file, and try to flash it. Once we flash, come back to VIA and you can start seeing the test matrix here. Now you can start testing the PCB. So you can just use tweezer to shot each keys. Yeah, I use test matrix to make sure I test the keys even they are function key. Okay, so sometimes I miss the keys. You want to make sure you test all the keys. And for solder PCB, it's the same. You are just testing against each switch that you will need to solder. So for hotswap, they are the same. I mean, there's only one layout. Okay, so we see some keys are not extracting. We want to make sure we try them again, because sometimes it's just that for the hotswap PCB, it's really hard to accurately detect that. Okay, cool. We can see everything works fine. Now we can start building it, and we want to make sure we use the tweezer to take out all the connected parts here. So for building out this one, let's do the stabilizers first. So I already have some stabilizers prepared. We can use that for our PCB. So I'm using the regular hotswap layout. So we got the 6.25U here. And if you're using solder PCB, make sure you know what layout you want to build, the ISO or the 7U bottom. And also potentially if you use split backspace, you're using one less stabilizers. Okay, we got everything put on. Okay, it's probably not a good idea to put everything together. Now let's get out all the screws. Yeah, so I have some extra screws for the other set. Bear with me, I need to use the screw for this one. So this one can take screwing stabilizers and also clipping remember they are not plate mount. So you can only take screw in or the clip in. And I generally recommend getting C3 stabilizers or Durock V2 stabilizers, so it's hard to get while popping out. And for this video, I'm using C3-V3 stabilizers, which actually is the best stabilizers I used so far. Yeah, so doing stabilizers one by one. No rush, be patient on stabilizers. And remember testing the stabilizers after you did this step. Okay, now we got the stabilizers in. And we are going to assemble the switches. And make sure you are using the platform, which is also the mute pad. Yeah, you can call it mute pad here. It's very needed. The reason being that we have the extension part to make sure we have no lateral movement for this build. Okay, we are going to use the FR4 plate. And today we are going to try Hyperglide switches. I like Hyperglide on aluminum plate a lot, but I also like them on the FR4 plate. So installing that, I usually just go the corner switches first, then go to the center to make sure they are aligning everything. And when inserting the switch, make sure your switch pin are the straight ones. Yeah, if they bend, make sure you use the tweezer to bend them back. So after the corner, we go the center. Now we just go one by one to fill out the rows. So you want to make sure either you have something to support from the back or you use your hand to support so that you are not making the hot swap socket popping out. Cool, let's do the remaining. So here, if you want to use the regular caps lock, you're going the other way. So remember that you are not using a wrong position if you like to use different caps lock. Okay, let's continue. Okay, now we are done with the build. We're going to disassemble the case and try to apply the gaskets. So the best protection we can have right now is to put on the feet, so that when you try to put away the case, it always have the feet to protect that. Or if you have the desk pad, it's another way to protect against of scratch or any damage that could cause to the bottom case. Okay, now let's take a look on how to unscrew them. So basically what we get is the H1.5 hex screwdriver. So you want to make sure you don't lose screws. Yeah, actually we have all the screws here. And we take out, make sure we don't lose this piece of diffuser at back. Now let's install the gasket. So we want to install the gasket on this position. They have 4 pillars here and 2 large pillars here and 1 small pillar. So let's check out the small one. You can try to use the tweezer to peel them off if it feels easier for you. Yeah, sometimes you may peel the adhesive parts out. You probably want to try the other one. Yeah, we have some extras. Yeah, for this step, be patient. So you put the small ones here and large ones on the other side. So this side is pretty easy because you have the pillar to guide you through. So this is the bottom case. And for the top case, it's the same. The long one goes the other one, and we have shorter one near the arrow cluster. So let's do the arrow cluster one first. Yeah, if it's hard, we can use the tweezer here. Yeah, just follow the slot. It should not be that hard because the slot is slightly larger than gasket. So as long as you're patient, it should be an easy job. So we also have another pack. It should be fairly enough for you. We even have some extras. Yeah, make sure it's not going out the way so that it just stays in the slots. Okay, now we need to slide in the diffuser first. So this one smooth side and one matte side. Actually, either side works here. We just put in, and then we should try to screw in the LED. So we want to make sure the connector is on the top side. And let's use some short screws. Yeah, it should be M2 here. Phillips screwdriver. Yeah, make sure you are not over tighten because the space here is not too much. So it's actually best to just like tight a little bit. As long as it's not moving, it's fine. Otherwise, you may damage the LED. So yeah, you should be fine here. Then we get this out and slide in our build. And make sure our extension parts are going against of the side. Then we push other side down, and our left and right extension port also go against the side. So yeah, they should be fine. So there's no like lateral movement for the PCB. Then we can make this part actually we may not go the right position. So we have these sleeves, we probably want to go the other side. Yeah, I will show you why. So let's connect this part first. And connect that. Push one side in, slide one side in, push one side, go the other side. Yeah, you can see we have fairly flexible part on this side, and we have the sleeve on the other side, so we can slide in without blocking the bottom. And for the daughter board, it's similar. So we should try to use the screws to screw that first. So also slide in. Align the USB port and find some screws. Okay, then we try to use tweezer. I'll use your hand to guide the cable. Connect that to the daughter board. Okay, cool. Yeah, we have it's ready. Now the last piece we want to put on is our case form. So the case form goes this side. So remember we have the LED for the logo, so we don't want to hide that. Okay, we align to the bottom. That's what we do. But make sure the case form is not blocking the gasket position. Now we use the bottom case to slide them in on the top side and the bottom side. Okay, now we want to close the case. Since it's gasket, you'll probably take some room to close the case. And also make sure you are not over tighten the screws. So as demo purpose, I only have some screws, but for you it will be all 8 screws to screw them back in. Yeah, so the end result should be like the bottom case hide under the top case. Okay, yeah, after you screw every screw in, like not for my result because I don't have all the screws here. You want to make sure all the screws are screwed in. Now the keyboard is ready, so let's try to test the PCB for one more time. Okay, so if it's not connected, maybe it's the other board. We want to check it out. Yeah, it's possible the daughter boards are not fully connected, so we want to make sure they are pushed all the way in. Yeah, we can also try to connect at this time. So yeah, it looks like it's all working. So we can potentially just disconnect and try to close the case again. So the long one goes to the back side, short one goes to the front side. And always try to push the case as close as possible, then screw them in. Otherwise you're using the screws to go against. Yeah, it's better to push it than try to screw them down. Yeah, so we have no gap on either side. If we have more screws, I believe we have at least one more screw for my case. So I can try to make sure the corner were also protected. Okay, cool. Now the case should be ready to go. Yeah, it's lighting up. Yeah, hopefully you enjoy this build guide and everything connected. The keyboard is ready to use once you have the keycaps on. Now let's put on some keycaps. Yeah, we can go to GMK Botanical this time. So it's 75%, we need the whole top row. Okay, now everything is ready to go. So we have the lighting RGB mode. Yeah, we can try to change that. Now let's do a quick sound typing test. Okay, now the sound typing test here. I feel like it's pretty good. Yes, thank you for watching today. Please don't forget to subscribe, thumbs up, and leave comment if you have any question and feedback. And also join my Discord server. Hope you enjoy this E7-V2. See you next time.